Greetings to everybody. How are you? I hope you're all well and happy and mindful and ready to go to practice again. Please let me know if you can hear me okay. If you have any questions, please send them in now. I'll be happy to reply, answer your question for about 1 hour. Should your question seem to have been skipped by me, it's probably because it didn't appear on my screen, so you would have to resubmit your question again. Okay, Mandy Smith, Satu, Satu. Andy Coy, Satu. Siju, Namaste, Ajahn. Riku Campbell, Mandami Bante. Kenneth Hunt, good morning, Ajahn. You are clear, thank you. Gimbun Chu, Satu, Satu. Pauline Soon, Satu. Varatya Asakun, sound and visual are both clear. Ka. Chai Heng, good day, Bhante. Good day to you all. I hope everybody is fine and happy. So if you have any questions, send them in. First question from Fabrizio Pichi, Indituba, Sao Paulo, Brazil. My Dhamma practice has so many ups and downs. Could you please give me some advice on how to develop aspiration, determination, energy, and have a more steady practice? One way is to keep on practicing. Whether it is up or down, just consider it to be normal. You are like a child learning how to walk and run. So you're still crawling. So when you try to get up, to stand up and walk, sometimes you will fall down because you haven't yet developed your muscle. But if you keep on trying, you will succeed one day. This is the first thing you should have, is persistence, determination. Whether you get good result or bad result, just keep on doing your practice. Second, you should study the Dhamma, teaching of the Buddha, the teaching of his noble disciple. Study about their biography, how they strove in their practice. They never gave up, even though sometimes it doesn't seem to be going anywhere. Thirdly, you should keep maintaining mindfulness. Train yourself in mindfulness all the time. Tell yourself to stop thinking. Stick to the mantra of or watch what your body is doing at the moment. Bring your mind back into the present. Stop it from going into the past or into the future. This is some of the things that you can do. And attending Dhamma chat, Dhamma talks, like the one we are doing now. This might help you, motivate you to continue on with your practice. From Eric Chu, Ajahn, may you be well, happy, and safe. Hear you loud, and from Penang, Malaysia. Thank you. Pauline soon. As well, the result gaining calm and peace It means go in samadhi. You are approaching into samadhi. When you get into samadhi, you will feel like living in a different world, peaceful, calm, and very happy. From Kevin Conchawan, Sadhu, Sadhu. Check Ling Tan, greetings. Dear Ajahn, very happy to see you, and such a great privilege to get to listen to your Dhamma teaching. Great to hear from you, and thank you for your comment. Aranut, good morning Ajahn, greetings from San Jose. Greetings to you. David Silananda, Sadhu, Sadhu. Kenneth Tan, greetings Ajahn. Ui Pohua, Sadhu, Sadhu. Cheryl Teal, Sadhu, Sadhu. Thanks for sharing the Dhamma. Greetings from Malaysia. Somkit James Eric Tan, Sadhu, Sadhu. Second question from Fabricio Pichi, Brazil. How I know that if I want to go further in my practice, I need to have more solitude and practice more. But sometimes my deluded mind makes me feel guilty, as if I was too selfish. The Lord Buddha and all the great masters had to do just the same. How to deal with this kind of feeling? Well, you have to tell yourself that this is a noble selfishness. We all are selfish. We do things for ourselves. When we live with our family, we are selfish. We are living with our families because we need happiness from them. But the kind of happiness we get from living with people is temporary, and one day it will end when we have to separate. But the kind of selfishness that the Buddha and his noble disciples do are non-selfish, are noble selfishness, because they only do it for the time they need to become enlightened. Once they become enlightened, then they can come back and help people like your family and friends. So this is a temporary selfishness. It's like going to school. You have to go to school to learn. Once you have graduated, then you can return to work and help the world with your knowledge. From Eric Chu, if I choose Bodhisattva Karuna way, is it possible to reach a certain level of practice? It depends on what you do. See, if you keep the precept, then you reach that level. If you give dana, you reach that level. If you want to practice meditation, if you practice meditation, then you will reach that level. So it's up to your practice which level you want to be practicing in. If you just want to practice charity, then you will be on that level. If you practice morality, keeping the precept, then you will be on that level. If you meditate, then you'll be on that level. So it depends on the level of practice you put in. Adeline Chin, good afternoon, Ajahn. Hope you are well. I'm very grateful to be hearing the Dhamma today. Thank you and you're welcome. Sapru Chai, Namaskar to Ajahn. falling soon. Do parents having very good in the Dhamma learning, do their merit can transfer to the child? No. You have to do, everybody has to do their own practice. The only thing that can transfer are the knowledge. You can teach your child, your children, what you know, but they themselves have to do the practice to get the benefit. From Kek Yen So, dear Tan Ajahn, wish Tan Ajahn well and healthy. Thank you. UOSC, Satu, Christine Su, Satu, Sammy Riachi. If we have a very toxic parent, according to the Buddha's teachings, are we allowed to leave them, or do we have to tolerate their abuse for whole life? You can leave them, but not because they are toxic. You leave them because you have something else you need to do, like becoming a monk. Then you can leave them. You should always respect and honor your parents, regardless of how bad they are to you, because at least they gave you birth and raised you up. So what they did for you was great beyond what they are. So you should not just leave them because they are toxic. But if you have to leave them because you want to go forth to become a monk, then this is all right. From Chayada, Satu, Satu. Irene, good afternoon, Ajahn, Satu. Soante, Satu, Satu. Eli Hassan, good afternoon, Ajahn. All Kalyana Mitra. Hope everyone in good condition and happy. JJ Tan. For a working person, if we dread going to work every day, how do we handle it? Well, think of the consequence of not working. You won't get paid. Once you have thought of not getting paid, then it might makes you want to go to work. From Pauline Soon, our exciting life, is it come from the previous life? I don't know what you mean. What you do, what you like and what you dislike come from your previous life. You accumulate them. From Fat Choi Chong, Satu, Satu Ajahn. Walai Phon, กราบนมัสการท่านพระอาจารย์ from Bangkok, Thailand. Wish Ajahn healthy. Thank you. James Leo. Dear Venerable, with reference to above question and answer, merit cannot be shared. According to some Pali prayers, merit can be transferred to devas, departed ones, other beings. Some type of merit can be shared, but very small amount, like the merit you gain from doing charity. This you can transfer to the departed, but others merit, I don't know. To me, I don't think you can share the merit. If you can share, then there's no need for you to practice. Just wait for other people to practice and then share the merit to you. From To Tan Peng, Satu. Metta Lo, Satu, Satu. falling soon. Why always when to sleep having dream? Is it the mind having problem? The mind is not calm. The mind is still active. So the mind creates the dreams when you go to sleep. Kampuchea. Good afternoon, Ajahn. Give a bit on how to get rid of anger. The cause of your anger is your expectation. So get rid of your expectation. Then you will not get angry. When you expect something and when you don't get what you expected, then you get angry. But if you have no expectation, then there will be no anger. Just take things as they come, good or bad, whether you like it or not. Then you will not get angry. From Low Elsa, Sadhu, Sadhu. From Michael Saw, Sadhu, Sadhu. Sunny Lim, Ajahn, Suchart, good day, Sadhu, Sadhu. Thank you for your comment. Thank you for your well wishes. Today seems like a slow day. Everybody doesn't seem to know what they want to ask today. Question number 3 from Fabrizio Pichi. When we start to restrain our desires, they can become very fierce because our deluded mind can find happiness only with implacable feelings. How to deal with fierce desire and boredom? You need to do mindfulness practice to restrain your mind, to calm your mind. If you have strong mindfulness, you can calm your mind and keep your mind happy so that it doesn't need to go after other things to make it happy. So the key to this problem is mindfulness. You have to keep training yourself in mindfulness from the time you get up to the time you go to sleep. As soon as you awake, you should be training yourself in mindfulness, either by reciting a mantra or keep watching what you are doing at the moment. Don't let your mind go think about other things. If you can do this, then your boredom will not appear and your desire will not appear. Falling soon, do somebody having good life, is it from their previous good karma? Part of it, yes. Part of it, they have good karma, which will give them good happiness, good life in this lifetime. But there are other factors also. You can do good now in this lifetime to be happy, to have good life also. Tin Jack, dear Venerable Sir, thank you for spending time with us again. I hope you are well. Can you kindly advise whenever I'm practicing meditation, I have this feeling telling me that I will not succeed. Such a feeling actually made me open my eyes, and I lost the urge to meditate again. How can I remove this feeling? Thank you. You cannot remove them, you can ignore them. When any such feeling arises, you should just ignore and keep concentrating on your meditation object. Keep reciting the mantra. Even though your mind is telling you that you're not going to succeed, you just tell them, so what, I'm going to keep on reciting my mantra. If you persist with this, eventually you will succeed. Whether you will succeed or not doesn't depend on your feeling whether you're going to succeed, but depending on whether you can be persistent with your mindfulness, with your mantra. So just keep reciting your mantra, or keep focusing on your breath when you meditate. The reason why you cannot continue or succeed is because you lack mindfulness. So you need to train yourself more in mindfulness before you come and meditate. You have all day long to train yourself in mindfulness. Just keep focusing on what you do. Keep reciting the mantra. Then you will be developing mindfulness. So when the time comes for you to meditate, you can persist with your mantra of watching your breath. Even though you might feel bad, you might feel that you are not succeeding, but this feeling will disappear as long as you keep focusing on your mantra or on your breath. Pauling soon, how to prevent the sexual mind that always rises up. You have to looking at the body, look at the unpleasant side of the body, look at the skeleton, look at the inner organs of the body, like intestines, the heart, the liver, the lungs, or think of the dirty stuff containing in the body. If you can contemplate or visualize these objects in your mind, then your sexual desire will diminish or disappear. Leo Chai Hook, Sadhu, Sadhu. James Ong, Sadhu, Sadhu. Felicia Chan, good afternoon, Ajahn. Thank you for the Dhamma teaching. You're welcome. Kwan Lee Man, dear Ajahn, with respect. In the four foundation of mindfulness, we practice mindfulness on the body, feeling, mind, and Dhamma. Can Ajahn please explain the mindfulness on Dhamma? Sadhu. Well, actually, when you practice the foundation of mindfulness, you practice mindfulness by using your body movement. Keep watching your body. When you sit down and meditate, you watch your breath. This is the development of mindfulness. But as far as feeling, mind, and Dhamma, you want to study the nature of feeling, mind, and Dhamma. That they are temporary, that they are anicca, dukkha, anatta. You want to study the nature of the body, feeling, mind, and Dhamma, so that you can then know that they are temporary, that they are not permanent, that they are not always under your control. So you cannot be dependent on them all the time. You have to be ready to be without them sooner or later. If you can do that, then you can get rid of your dukkha. Because right now, the mind depends on the body, feeling, the emotions, the mind objects, and the Dhamma to keep it happy. But it has to realize that these things are temporary, anicca, anatta, not always under your control. So if you want to have them under your control, you will get dukkha. But if you see that you cannot control them, if you see that sooner or later they will have to disappear, then you stop your desire to keep them, to be attached to them, to depend on them to make you happy. Then you would have no dukkha when they disappear or change. Check Ling Tan, dear Tanajan, is wisdom developed samadhi on only pertaining to meditation, or can it be during everyday life when not meditating as well? Thank you. Yes, whenever your mind is not calm, when you're not happy, when your mind is not normal, you can use wisdom. If you're not happy with someone, you can look at them as anicca, dukkha, anatta. Then your feeling of sadness or anxiety or worry will disappear. Because you cannot always control them. You cannot always keep them the way you want them to be. Sooner or later they will change or depart from you. So whenever you're not happy, whenever you are sad, whenever you are restless or agitated, if you can use wisdom, you can use it to calm your mind. But it's only to the normal level, not to the level of jhana. To get into jhana, you still have to come back and meditate. You still have to watch your breath, or recite a mantra, and stop your thinking completely. Then you can enter into jhana that way. Soon hoi cha, sadhu, sadhu. Falling soon. Is it in Buddha teaching say we have to take care of our body? Yes, we all have to take care of our body. Even the Buddha had to take care of his own body, but only to the level where it is possible. Beyond that, they all let go of the body. If they cannot no longer take care of the body, they are not sad. They are willing to let the body go. So when they can still look after the body, they do. But when they no longer can look after the body, then they let go of the body. Any limb, any lam, sadhu, dhammadata, sadhu, anandati, sadhu, Riani lim, sadhu, Kim Nai Tan, sadhu, Ellie, sadhu, falling soon. When we keep on sharing, when we keep on staring, look to the beauty of lady, is it creating karma? Yes, it is creating sexual desire, which is mental karma. So if you want to eliminate this sexual desire, then you have to stare at the unpleasant part of the body. Like looking inside the body, under the skin, looking at the parts under the skin, such as the skeleton, such as the intestines, the liver, the lung, or think of the dirty stuff containing in the body. Sumvang, sadhu, sadhu. NG Seo Chan, can we visualize vipaka karma during meditation? You cannot visualize your vipaka karma because vipaka karma is the result of your good or bad karma. You have to visualize something else, maybe the skeleton, for instance, when you meditate, to calm your mind. To stop your mind from thinking, you need to have something to keep it busy, like visualizing the skeleton or the 32 parts of the body, or any of the 32 parts of the body. Some parts of the body you can visualize. Then you can keep your mind from thinking and make your mind become calm. Dhamma Dipo Bhikkhu. Namaskaran Ajahn, greeting from Bangladesh. Ajahn, what are the difference between Samma Samadhi and Miccha Samadhi? Kindly, can you give some example? Samma Samadhi, or right Samadhi, is when you meditate until your mind becomes completely still in jhana. The fourth jhana is Samma Samadhi. Miccha Samadhi, or wrong Samadhi, is a kind of Samadhi that has the ability to connect with spiritual beings. We call this Upajjara Samadhi, or the ability to have psychic power. This is the wrong type of Samadhi because they cannot help you in your development of Vipassana for the purpose of enlightenment. You need the fourth jhana, the jhanas to help you support your practice of vipassana in order for you to become enlightened. Upajjhara Samadhi cannot support your practice of vipassana. So if you should have this ability to enter into Upajjhara Samadhi, then tell yourself you are in Miccha Samadhi, the wrong type of Samadhi. You want the mind to be still, blank, empty, and peaceful, happy, and has equanimity. But if you go into Upajjhara Samadhi, you will start to connect with the spiritual beings or have ability to recollect past life, for instance. Then this is Miccha Samadhi or wrong Samadhi. Bivim Sadhu Sadhu Pante. Ali Hassan Ajahn, when we are kind on stage of one who stopped asking but do more observing, is it okay? Can it lead to wrong way of being or not being? When we are kind on stage of one who stopped asking, when you stop asking, you stop thinking, that's what it is. You stop samkhara, your mental activity, and you keep being more knowing. Is it okay? Yes, this is what happens when you meditate. Eventually you'll stop thinking, and all that is left is just knowing. Can it lead to wrong way of being or not being? No, it doesn't. It is the right way. It's called Samma Samadhi or right Samadhi. Jolin Te, good morning Ajahn. How to overcome fear of death? Thank you. By studying the teaching of the Buddha that teach you that the body is not you. The body is anatta, rupang anatta, and the body is anicca, the body is temporary, not permanent. One day the body will have to die. These are the two knowledge that will get rid of your fear of death. Knowing that the body is not you. So why should you be afraid? When the body dies, you are not the one who died. You are not the body. The body is your servant. You are the mind, the one who knows, the one who thinks, the one who tells the body what to do. So this is what you have to know or to see. And in order to see this clearly, you have to meditate. Because when you succeed in meditation, when your mind becomes calm, the body and the mind will separate temporarily. So you will know that whatever happens to the body doesn't happen to the mind. Then you will no longer be afraid of death. Pauline soon, what are punishment because of mental karma? Mental karma will give you good feeling or bad feeling. If you have bad mental karma, you have bad feelings. If you have good mental karma, you will have good feelings. Like when you think of hating somebody, angry at somebody, you have bad feelings. When you think of being kind, being nice to other people, then you have good feeling. We poor Hoa, dear Ajahn, I feel that the mind is elusive. How to watch it and to calm the mind down? Thank you, Ajahn. You need mindfulness. And in order to have mindfulness, you have to have something for the mind to focus upon, such as a mantra, Bhutto, Bhutto. Keep reciting the mantra, Bhutto, Bhutto. Then your mind will have mindfulness, which can then keep the mind calm. Another method is to use your body, to focus on your body. Keep watching what your body is doing at the moment. Don't let the mind go think about other things. Then you can calm your mind down. Tin Jack, dear Venerable Sir, thank you for your advice. How do we develop mindfulness when we are getting on with our daily lives? You can do it, but not all the time, because you have to think about other things when you go on your daily life, like working. So the best way to develop mindfulness is on your day off, when you don't have to go to work. Then you can find solitude, look for a quiet place and be alone. Then you can develop mindfulness all day long that way. So as a lay person, you will have to find time to develop mindfulness. In your daily life, you can do them, but not as good as when you don't have to go to work. When you have to work, you have to think and be involved with things, with your work. Then you might not be able to control your mind, but you can still have a certain amount of control. Just keep focusing on what you do. Don't let your mind do multitask. Just do one task at a time. If you are writing, just focus on your writing. Don't think about what you're gonna do later on today. Then you can develop a certain amount level of mindfulness, but not completely total mindfulness. If you want to develop total mindfulness, you will have to be free from working, be free from any other activity involving people or things. Like on your day off, if you can go to a monastery and be alone, then you can do total mindfulness that way, all day long. So this is what you need to do. You have to take time off from your work on your day off and go develop mindfulness alone, be by yourself in a quiet environment. We have to keep remind ourselves that everything is anatta, anicca, and dukkha. That's what I mean. If you're working, then you cannot keep reminding yourself of anicca, dukkha, anatta. You have to be alone and not busy with working or dealing with people or things. Then you can constantly reminding yourself that everything is anicca, dukkha, anatta. This will make our expectation more realistic. Yes, if you go practice alone by yourself on your day off, then you can do this thing. And then your expectation will be more realistic. Please correct me if I'm wrong. Thank you, sir. Yes, in your daily life, if you can remind yourself that everything is anicca, dukkha, anatta, this is the right thing to do. But it's very difficult because you'll forget. But when you're not working, not involved with people or things, then it will be more easier for you to remind yourself that everything is anicca, dukkha, anatta. So if you want to advance in your practice, you need to isolate yourself. Go to a quiet place and do mindfulness and wisdom. Suk Yi Satu Koni Yoga 10 Satu Satu from Hong Kong. Thank you. Pauline soon. I do know not all the monk is practicing meditation right. Can Ajahn explain more? Well, some monks they didn't study, they don't know the purpose, the real purpose of becoming a monk. They thought becoming a monk is just another profession, another occupation. So they don't study or practice. They just do their duty, like going on arms round and go chanting for lay people. But that's not the real occupation or the real duty of monks. The real duty of monk is to study and practice the teaching of the Buddha. From Andy Lam. Hi Prajan, I want to share the experiences I had with near-death incident that devas do exist. Thank you. This is something you will have to experience yourself. telling other people who hasn't this experience will be difficult for them to understand. Eli Hassan, thank you Ajahn. It's clarified my doubt. What is going on recently? Why just that quiet, not more curious? You're welcome. Eli Hassan, going. Gek Yen So, dear Tanajan, is the lay and preceptor allowed to read the Sangha's precepts? Yes, you can read any teaching of the Buddha. Is that considered as breaking Buddhist rule as lay person? No, not at all. It's good to know what the monks have to practice, so that you can judge the monks more properly. Whether the monk following the teaching, the precept or not. If they don't follow the precept, then you know that they're not practicing properly. So they cannot be a noble disciple. Jolin Te, thank you Ajahn. VMK, good afternoon Ajahn. I try to follow Ajahn advice to treat the dirty things in the toilet as things which come from my own body, but it's very hard to do. I still afraid to go to public toilets out there because I treat those dirty things are not from my body. This is suffering. Can Ajahn kindly guide me further? Thank you very much, Ajahn. Well, the problem is your mind is not calm enough to accept the reality or the truth. So you have to practice mindfulness and meditate to calm your mind. Once you have reached a certain level of calmness, you will have a certain level of equanimity. Then you will find that it's easy for you to tolerate dirty places, dirty toilets, if you really have to go in there. But you don't have to go in there. If you can choose a clean toilet, then just go to a clean toilet. Or wait till you go home. But you really have to, then when you really have to, then you'll find it not impossible to tolerate, because the suffering in your body is so intense that you will be willing to go into the dirty public toilets. But normally, if you want to be able to tolerate dirty toilets, you have to have a certain amount of equanimity in your mind. When your mind has equanimity, it will not react to anything. It will just merely know them for what they are, but have no aversion or attraction for them. From Sime, Satu Satu, Oika, Satu Satu, Chinese character Pante, how to be mindful. What is mindfulness? Mindfulness is to watch what you do. Mindfulness is carefulness. That's what it is, to be careful. Every time you do something, if you are careful, it means you are being mindful. Mindfulness is to keep your mind to watch everything that you do, or stop your mind from straying away from the present. Keep the mind in the present, not allow it to go think about the past or the future. Just keep focused in the present, which is your body. Then this is mindfulness. Once you have mindfulness, you can control your thinking, you can control your mind from running here and there, all over the place. Pauline soon. In meditation is connection about consciousness, feeling, etc. Can Ajahn explain more? You have to explain your question first, because I don't understand your question. Hendrik, Ing and Anumodana Ajahn. Cornel Tanadi, Vandami Ajahn from Indonesia. Can Ajahn Arahant like Venerable Sariputta shed tears or cry? I don't think they cry out of emotion, but they might shed tears out of love or compassion for someone, like the Buddha. When the Buddha passed away, it's possible to shed tears, but they can control their tears. They, they can let it come out, or they can stop it, but they are not emotionally involved with their tears. The tears are not the result of the emotional upheaval, such as sadness, but they can shed tears out of appreciation of the person that they know, but they are not sad by shedding these tears. They are happy tears, if you want to say that, but they can control it if they wanted to, or they can let it come out. Doesn't matter. Ravi Bandari, dear Ajahn, please explain the feeling of jhana. How we can know? Thank you. It's difficult to explain something that you have to experience yourself, but the explanation that can be given is that the mind becomes calm, peaceful, happy, and have equanimity. How you feel that, you have to do the practice yourself to really know what it is exactly. This is a description, and the description might not be enough for you. So you have to do the meditation practice by keeping your mind focused on one meditation object. Then eventually your mind will enter into jhana. Pauling soon. When chanting, do we go to look to Buddha statue or just keep understanding the meaning of the chanting? Keep being mindful of what you chant. Don't let your mind go think about other things. Just keep chanting. Focus on your chanting only. Chayanan, Moon Rabbit, Satu, Satu. Chuk Boy Low, Satu, Satu. Jeffy Tan Kiwi, Satu, Satu. Kanokan, Satu, Satu. We have about another 11 minutes left, so there's still plenty of time for you to send in your question if you haven't yet sent them in yet. From Ravi Bandari, Satu, Satu. Jeffrey Tan Kiwi, Satu. Tanokon, Bo, Chanjun, Satu. Pauling soon. I do listen, face appearance will show like crying, smiling face when meditation is on process. It's very difficult to understand your English. I'm not sure what you're asking or you're just commenting. Pauling soon. Siju Kotara Chu Jose. Ajahn, this is Siju from Stockholm. Thank you for your inspiring words. It is such a blessing to be able to live in your time. Thank you so much. When I'm asleep, I often see the same dream that repeats at least 3 or 4 times a month. In that dream, an Indian monk is taking me through a cave complex somewhere in the Himalayas. On my way, I see many monks from different countries meditating in that cave complex. There are monks from Theravada, Tibetan, Christian, Yogi, Sufis, etc. Finally, I reached an empty cave which is very clean, and there is a folded blanket and a burning lamp inside. The monk who took me there asked me if I remember this cave. I say no, and he said it's yours. Then I wake up and I feel sad and lost. Ajahn, does it mean it is time for me to leave and go in search of enlightenment, or is just a mind play? Could it be related to my past life? Maybe it's just a mind play. Maybe it's your yearning. Your subconscious is asking you to go and practice. So maybe this is something deeply embedded in your mind, and it only comes up in your dreams. So maybe your mind is telling you that what it wants is to practice. It wants calm, peace from meditation. But it's up to you. You can interpret the dreams any way you like. If I were you, I would interpret it that this is my deep yearning for peace of mind. So maybe it's time for you to really be serious about doing the practice. Koni Yoga 10. Dear Ajahn, what's the best way to not fall asleep and in meditation? By being awake. To not fall asleep, you have to be awake. And in order to be awake, you have to have strong mindfulness. So you have to develop a lot of mindfulness before you meditate. If you don't have enough mindfulness, so you can fall asleep when you meditate. So the best way is to develop a lot of mindfulness. Kim Boon Chu, Sadhu, Sadhu. Check link 10. My heart is full of joy and feeling, so very grateful for your beautiful Dhamma teaching, Ajahn. Thank you so much for your Dhamma gift to us. You are welcome. You should thank the Buddha, the original owner of the Dhamma. Without the Buddha, we would not have this Dhamma teaching to listen to or to talk about. Pauling soon, when meditation going on, do it show face like crying or smiling. Anything can appear in your mind when you meditate. When your mind is not yet calm, things can appear in your mind, but you should not pay attention to them. You should just focus on your meditation object. Monica Chen, good afternoon, Ajahn. May I know what level of equanimity is required in order to do contemplation? The level in which you would have no reaction to your contemplation, because sometimes you have to contemplate on something that your mind has aversion for, such as death or asubha, the disgusting parts of the body. If you have aversion for them, then you would not like to investigate or contemplate. It means you don't have enough equanimity yet. If you have strong equanimity, then you can contemplate on the unpleasant parts of the body or death of the body, such as watching looking at the 10 types of corpse of the body, for instance. If you don't have strong equanimity, your mind would not like to do this kind of contemplation. For Kwan Li Man, dear Ajahn, what should one do or focus on at the moment of death? You should focus it before you come to that moment. You should always be mindful of something such as a mantra or your body, to prevent your mind from becoming restless or agitated. You cannot do it when you cannot start doing it at the time of death. You have to practice now. You have to teach your mind to focus on something to keep your mind calm, such as a mantra or the truth. that the body is not you, the body is anicca, the body will die, but you don't die with the body. This is something you should learn to focus now, not at the time of death, because by that time, if you haven't yet developed this ability, you will not be able to do. Gig Yen So, dear Thanajan, once somebody attained Arhan, any possibility for him or her back to this samsara world to help the sentient being after he/she passed away? No. He has completely got rid of all the cravings in the mind. So there is nothing to pull the mind back into the world of samsara anymore. จำลองรับนมัสการชายเฮงหิงชายเฮง I meditate every morning for more than 30 minutes. Is it a waste of time if I could not have a very calm mind during the meditation? No. It means you are developing the result of your meditation, but you need more time. You need to do more. It means that your mindfulness is not strong enough to calm your mind yet. But it's not a waste of time, because practicing will make you more able to meditate more and to eventually get the result from meditation. So every time you meditate and when you don't get result, it's not a waste of time. At least you're stopping your mind from doing other things. This is already a benefit, because to be able to sit down, sit still, and not doing any good or bad karma is good for the mind. I try to be aware of the breath, but the mind does not seem to be able to have complete calm. Am I wasting time? You are not. You are practicing, and it takes time for your mind to get result. If you're not practicing, then you will never be able to get the result. So when you practice, you are developing the ability to get calm. But it might take longer time, more time for you before you can get the result. So it's not wasting time every time you meditate, although you might not get the result yet, because you are learning how to calm your mind, and you are developing stronger mindfulness each time you meditate. So every time you meditate and you still haven't yet reached the result, it doesn't mean you have wasted time. You need to keep on meditating. Eventually you will get the result. ความเกตมณี Satu, falling soon. How fast am I taking new body after dying? I don't know. Monica Chen, thank you Thanajan for your great Dhamma answer. You're welcome. Tin Jack, dear Venerable Sir, before we continue on, I have to ask you to stop sending in any new questions. If you are typing the question, you can continue on typing and finish your question and send them in. But if you haven't typed any question, you have to wait until the next time, because it's almost 1 hour already, 59 minutes. So I will try to answer the rest of the question that has been sent in. From Tin Jack, dear Venerable Sir, how will we know if we are ready to meditate? I don't know. You have to know it for yourself when you're ready to meditate. If you put your mind to it, then you're ready. If you don't put your mind to it, then you're not ready. You have to ask yourself, how come I'm not meditating? Then you have to answer yourself, How come you're not meditating? That's because you do something else. So if you want to meditate, then you have to stop doing something else, that's all. Do we need to develop a right amount of mindfulness? First, you have enough mindfulness to start. And then if you find you need more mindfulness, then you develop more mindfulness. The more mindfulness you have, the longer you can sit, and the calmer your mind will be. How do we know we have the right amount? You just have to keep on doing it, then you'll know for yourself. If you don't do it, then you don't know. Just keep practicing, keep meditating, then you'll know how much you have and how much more you will need. Phoebe Sang, good afternoon. Thank you for coming online to teach us. You're welcome. Sadhu, Sadhu Pante for the answer. Chai Heng. Kim Echua, Sadhu. Ryan Honda, Sadhu, Sadhu Ajahn for your teaching and guidance. Very helpful and happy to listen. You're welcome. Koni Yoga 10, dear Ajahn, it's okay to meditate with a guided meditation by one of the Ajahn, or I should practice in silence. Thank you. You can do either way you like. Anyway, that will give you the result that you need. If you find that meditating with someone will give you the result, then you can do that. If you find that you can get the result by meditating alone, you can also do that. Xiao Shan, Ajahn, in working life there will be dispute of decision. Even we know the result will be not a good one. Should we accept it by thinking anatta anicca? Yes, if we cannot convince other people to a different decision, then you will have to leave it up to anicca and anatta. Kim Naitan, thank you, Ajahn. Pauling soon, what is main problem in the time meditation and make us stop, or is enough meditation? Mindfulness is the problem. If you don't have a lot of mindfulness, you will not be meditate for long. If you have lots of mindfulness, you can meditate for a long time. Tin Jack, Sadhu, Sadhu. Koni Yoga 10, Sadhu, Sadhu. Very grateful for your time and being patient. You're welcome. Irene Uy, thank you, Ajahn, Sadhu. Eli Hassan, thank you to Ajahn for the teaching today, and good day to all Kalyana Mitta. Wish to see you all again online. Stay safe and keep practice. Well, thank you very much for your participation in this Q&A session today. I hope you have learned something and help you advance in your practice. If I cannot answer all your questions satisfactorily, I am sorry. Because sometimes, this is all the ability I have, or my able to understand your question. So if you find it not good enough for you, you can come back the next time and ask for more questions. In the meantime, please stay safe, stay alive, and mindful, and keep on practicing. And one day you will reap the result of your practice. In the meantime, I will have to say thank you and goodbye.